Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, and this is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine, and we're going to shuffle and pick one card to do everything I just said. It's amazing. One card can do all that, right? We put our faith in our tarot cards because they know it all. All right, shuffle, shuffle. What is our card for June 10th? Ready? Ah, interesting. It's the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups. So this is a minor arcana. Cups are our emotions. And the minors are ruled by a major. So the fourth major arcana is the Emperor. The Emperor rules this card. So that's always a really great way to start learning what the card's meanings are. Learn the majors first, and then you know which major rules the minors just by the numbers. Fours go with fours, right? Yeah, so there you go. And so let's talk about this card. We have a young individual sitting under a tree. They are looking down. They have their arms crossed in front of their body and they're cross-legged. They're looking down. They look like they're in a woe is me state, right? A little sad, a little, feeling sorry for themselves. And meanwhile, while that's happening, they have 3 golden cups standing upright right in front of them, as well as a 4th cup being passed in the air from a disembodied arm. Crazy. And they're looking down, they're missing all of it, right? These are opportunities, golden opportunities. And because they're so inward, they can't see outward. So knowing that the Emperor rules this card, the Emperor would come over to this guy and he would say, hey, perk up. You don't have it so bad. And let me just tell you, you've got these opportunities waiting for you. So why are you so sad? You know, and the individual under the tree is going to go, you know what? I don't know why I'm so sad. I really don't. Or maybe they do. And they just need to be reminded that they're in an excellent spot. All the lands around them are gorgeous, right? They're in a beautiful park-like ambiance. They're dressed well for society, so they don't have it terrible. And the Emperor would also say, okay, you want to feel glum? I'm going to put you in the kitchens today. You're going to be our scullery, and you're going to scrub all the pots. And after 5 or 6 hours of doing that, then I want you to come and tell me what your problems are. That's exactly what the Emperor would do. And then this guy would perk up. So today, your card of the day is telling you to look for golden opportunities. Yes, if you're a little blue today, understandable. Everybody has that, right? Everybody has the ebbs and flows of their emotions. And our job is to not stay in one emotion too long. So nobody is ever always happy. Nobody is ever always sad. We just need to always constantly remind ourselves of what's around us. That is great, you know. If nothing else, look up at the sky, at the clouds. And, if you have a moment, you can lay down on the grass and watch the clouds go by and say, oh, there's a chicken, there's a dragon, there's a rabbit, and see the shapes in the clouds. That always makes me happy. If you don't have time for that, maybe you're driving in your car from meeting to meeting and you're gonna, try to call out all the punch buggies and punch I don't know, the seat next to you if you have no passenger with you. But that's fun. So, you know, there's simple ways that don't cost money of bringing yourself out of a blue state. And that's what hopefully you can do today if you are feeling a little sad. Don't miss opportunities. Try to find them in everything, because that's what life is all about. So if we bring the Four of Cups into the kitchen, I'm thinking we should not miss the opportunity of what's in season. Because right now, we have a ton of things coming into the market, into the farmer's market. All the summer vegetables are starting to become ready to harvest. Moving from winter into spring, we have our greens that are still really hardy. So there's just so much abundance right now with our food. So let's not overlook that. For breakfast, I'm thinking we can do a cherry ricotta toast with a drizzle of honey. Cherries are in season right now, and they're glorious. Their season is very short. So take the opportunity, right? Buy a package of cherries, pit them. How I pit them, or how I've learned to pit them, you take a bottle, like an empty wine bottle, you put a cherry on top, and you take a chopstick and you go right through, and the pit goes down into the bottle, and you've got a pitted cherry. If you don't have a cherry pitter, that is. So yes, cherry ricotta toast. So you're going to toast your toast. However, whatever toast you like. Wonder bread, fine. Artisan sourdough, better. So you're going to toast it. And then you're going to take some ricotta cheese, and it's just ricotta, and you're going to spread it onto the toast when it's a little less hot, right? When it's more cooled and crisp. And then you're going to place your pitted cut cherries on top and drizzle the whole thing with honey. Have that with a cup of tea and see how you feel. You'll feel better in a minute. So I love that. And it's a great way to use up the cherries, right? Another way is, of course, to make a cherry smoothie. If you've frozen some already, because I stockpile cherries, I put them in my freezer, and then I can throw a few into my smoothie all throughout the summer. Delicious. For lunch, I'm thinking fava beans. Fava beans, they're starting to come into the market, and even like Stop and Shop and ShopRite, like all the conventional stores even have the fresh favas. So they come in a long pod, and you can see the beans inside the pod, like they're very contoured in the pod. So you have to take them out of the pod when you get them home, and then you have to blanch them in hot water, boiling water for a few seconds to get them to turn a vibrant green. And then from there you can eat them as is, or you can dress them in a salad, or do what I'm thinking, which is a fresh fava bean and mint salad with feta cheese. So you have the fava beans. You've got them all blanched and ready to go. You can even do that days in advance and keep them in your fridge. And then you can put some greens down, right? Arugula is lovely, a little bitter to the creaminess of the fava. Put some arugula down, fava beans. You're going to take some mint. Mint is it's going crazy right now in my garden. And where I park, in one of the parking lots on my way to another job, there's mint growing all around the parking lot, and I always harvest some before I go get it back into my car, because I can make tea with it. I can put it on anything, my grilled meats. Mint is lovely. So yeah, we're going to put some fresh mint on top, and then cut up some feta cheese, put that over the top. And then you're thinking, well, what kind of dressing? We can do, I'm trying to think of a good dressing. For this, you could make, balsamic might be nice, but I think it might be too overpowering. I think you want to stick with something that's like a white wine vinaigrette or an apple cider vinaigrette. You build that with the acid, right, from the vinegar, a little shallot, a little garlic. The acid is going to mellow out those aromatics so they're not as strong and potent. A little Dijon mustard, a little honey, and then your olive oil. And you can whisk it by hand. You can put it into a mini food processor, you know, a blender. However you make your salad dressing from scratch, do it. And then pour that over that lovely salad. And that's good, right? Fava beans, again, a super short season until you only can get them frozen. And then that's it. So eat them while they're fresh. They're amazing. For dinner, asparagus. Right now, it's the time. Asparagus is beautiful in the stores and at the farmers markets. And just like with cherries and favas, asparagus really has a short growing season. You know, we can find it now in January in our grocery stores, but it's not as good. It's just not as good. So asparagus and morel mushrooms are on the cusp of being still available. They're expensive though, and hard to find. But if you can get some, use them. And we're going to use the asparagus and the morels in a risotto for dinner. So the asparagus you're going to blanch, or you can throw it into the oven after you've trimmed them, yes. And then you're going to cut them into, about 1-inch sections. The morels you are going to pan fry a little bit, yes, in butter, definitely. And if you can't find morels and you want to put mushrooms in, a cremini is always acceptable. Cremini or portobello, you know, something like that that has real meaty flavor. You can even use shiitake. So yes, so you're sauteing your mushrooms while your asparagus is getting deliciously golden green, chartreuse, in the oven for about 6 minutes. Don't leave it in any longer. And then you're making your risotto. So that's a boreal rice. First, you're going to fry up an onion and garlic. In the same pot your mushrooms were done in. Mushrooms are now taken off and put to the side when they're finished cooking. Onions, garlic, and then you're going to deglaze that with white wine. Add chicken stock. Add your rice so that it's mixed in with the olive oil that you're sauteing the onions and garlic in, and cook it for about a minute or two. Then add your white wine to deglaze, and then you have hot or warm stock on the stovetop in a separate pot. You're going to ladle it into the rice, 1 cup at a time. And you're going to stir the whole time until that 1 cup of liquid reduces and you can pull your spoon through and you see the bottom of the pot. Then you add another cup and you keep doing this. It's a good 30 to 40 minutes making risotto. It's a labor of love. So you're going to do that. I know there's recipes online where you can pop it in a pot, put it in the oven with the lid on and make risotto, but it's, I don't know. I just feel like it's not the same thing. So once your rice is done, and you'll know because after like the 5th ladle full, the 1 cup ladle full, after that goes in and it reduces, it's time to taste. And you want a risotto that is al dente, which means it's creamy and the outer layer melts on your tongue, but then there's a little bit of a resistance, or not crunch because it's not crunchy, but a little resistance when you chew. It's a chew factor, and that's a perfect risotto, right? Your risotto, when it's finished, should be spooned onto a plate or a bowl, and it should just ooze a little bit, not gloop and ooze, and not stand straight up where a fork can stand in it straight up, but it should just be plated and ooze just a little bit and still retain its shape. So we have our now al dente risotto in the pot. we're going to add the asparagus into it. We're going to add the mushrooms into it. Stir, stir, stir. While we're adding another good, I don't know, 3 tablespoons of butter and a lot of Parmesan cheese. And then you have a glorious risotto that you don't need anything else with. That's dinner, right? You don't need garlic bread. You don't need anything to go with it. It's got vegetables, it's got starch, it's got love. And it will definitely make you happy. So that is the tarot pull for today, the 4 of Cups. He's a little glum, and we're going to turn him around by nourishing him with lovely meals that make him happy. And then all the opportunities will come his way. As always, nourish yourself. Nourish those around you with all of your kitchen magic. See you tomorrow.